everyone, this is Intuitive Edge. Welcome once again to my channel where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. Welcome to the weekly What's Ahead. Let's find out what's ahead, shall we? All right, I'm gonna take a look at the cards. I'm gonna shuffle up and we'll see what's in store. I'll be right back. So what's in the field of intention this week? What's being created? So the areas of topics that we will cover here are Earth, weather changes, what's going to be in the news, medical news, ports, shipping, supply chain, inflation, all of that, anything with world news, and lesson, what we're learning. That's my cat. Release, what we're letting go of, and our outcome for what's ahead. So I went ahead and laid out the cards, and I paused the video for just a few minutes. And what I was sensing with the earth weather changes, I got a picture in my mind of a light, unusual light in the sky, like I don't know if it's like an aurora borealis type of, but just unusual lights. I saw like greens and kind of different light colored hues with it. And I think some people may be wondering what this is. It doesn't make sense. And what I sensed with it is there's a very logical, rational explanation. It's not a supernatural event. It's just something that has an explanation to it. Just a lot of people may not know what to make of it because they don't understand what it is. But I just get that there's a logical reason with it. Okay. All right, next we have in the news, I've got, of course I'm using my cat's deck. I was looking at this Six of Sky. I love this little card because this cat is leaving a fight and he's a little beat up, but he knows when to leave. It's like, okay, I'm done with this. I don't need to be a part of this that's going on over here. I'm leaving. So I'm wondering if there's going to be something like that that's going to be in the news. Somebody leaving, walking away from something, being done with something, something's over. Maybe there's a shift in leadership, perhaps having to do maybe on the national stage, maybe not exactly politicians, but maybe medical news. Let's see if that's it or not. I'll get into that a little bit later down the road. I've got medical. Well, medical is next, so let's go ahead and get into that. So, all right. So medical news, virus, the C virus, all of that. I've got the fire kitten there. Now, this little cat is playing with a candle and he doesn't realize he's caught himself on fire. His tail is smoking. So this is like, you got to be careful because if you play with fire, you might get burned. Okay, so as I'm focusing in on this card again, I'll show it to you again. This cat playing with that candle. I'm trying to determine the energy that is pulling me with this artwork. Is this cat going to extinguish the fire or stoke the flame? I kind of feel like that's what's happening in and around the medical news around the virus. Is this going to be over, or is this fanning the flames of stoking it more? What I'm feeling with this is trying to put the fire out, but it keeps coming back. We may see a reemergence with this of something that we thought should have been extinguished or has been extinguished is coming back around again. Hopefully that doesn't mean yet another variant, scariant I'll call it, yet another scariant. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna move on. So ports, shipping, supply chain, all of that. We got a messenger on this. On ports, shipping, and supply chain, I'm feeling a message coming in on this pretty strong. To me, I'll show you the picture here. This cat carrying a kitten over this divide. But I'm sensing in my mind, I'm sensing a picture of people like at a dock or a port. And I feel like there's like this green light, this signal to move, 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 move. And it feels like there's a call going out to move goods that maybe have been stored for a while. There's some sort of moving things out. That's the energy of it. It's moving. It's on the move. Okay, something that has been kind of stuck, because this is the Earth Tom is the Knight of Pentacles in the regular tarot deck, and this signals things moving at a snail's pace. But I'm getting this energy around movement coming, like something that's been stalled or stuck is almost like being released or unleashed. So we may see some of those ports opening up, some of those shipping containers that have been stranded and stuck. There's movement there. It's going to start moving again. Okay. It may not move as fast as everybody would like, but it's moving again. Okay, world news. Okay, okay. So what I'm sensing with that, we have the Grace card, Temperance. I'm getting a lot of world news coming in regarding Taiwan and China, and walking a very tight, careful line on this. There may be some diplomatic talks with it or something along those lines, but there's going to be some more coming out with that issue. And it's a very delicate issue. I'm getting that. It's very, very delicate. I feel like Taiwan is kind of in this little pocket, little bubble of protection, and there's like these factions on either side that are all kind of worrying about about Taiwan. It's like it's in the middle of all of this going on out here. But it's in a state of protection. It really is. I did a video on that a while back about the angel over Taiwan, and I really sense that Taiwan does have a literal angel that is protecting that land. And it's a very powerful angel from what I gathered. So I do sense that there's a delicate line in the middle, which was where Taiwan is, but outside is the tempest raging. But I don't think it's not going to overtake Taiwan. It's not. No matter what these sides do out here, they're not going to overtake Taiwan. It's not in the cards. It's just not. Even if it looks dire, it's really, they are in a state of grace. Okay? They are in a state of grace. That's the key word for this card. And that cat is walking that thin line, and the tempest is going all around him, and he's walking on that path that is solid and secure. So that's what I have to say about that. Okay. All right. Ace of Pentacles is coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I threw Donald Trump in there just because I hadn't talked about him in a while. And we have the Ace of Pentacles on him. This is the Ace of Earth. A new beginning in a financial matter, or a new prosperity, a new vision. So there's something coming out, a new beginning. Aces are new beginnings. So something new coming out with the former president. So we'll see what that has to be about. But let's see if I can feel into that for a second. So when I feel into that, I heard coalition and team building. So there's some type of new venture that Donald Trump is either organizing or heavily involved in that deals with team building of some sort, putting together a coalition, putting together a strong team of experts. That's what I sense with that. Okay. And there is some overlap. What is this? I'm getting overlap. Okay. Not sure what that is exactly, but that's what I hear. Okay. So the lesson that we're learning this week, I have the World card. Now, what I think this card is saying, with the lesson being learned, This cat is up in a tower and he's looking out the window and he's got a really nice, wide, high view of the world around him. Now, I think that is a great lesson to take this week, is to not be myopic in our view of things and not look at the small picture in our little circle, in our little world of what's happening, but to know that there is so much more that is going on, that there's things we don't know about that affect our world around us, and that maybe if we knew would change our worldview. So always be open-minded. Always be open-minded to having your worldview changed, because there could be something out there that if you knew would change your mind about something. And so I live in the world of possibilities, and maybe that's just my personality. But I don't like to tie myself down. But I do think that's a good lesson in general, to have an open-minded worldview, because there are some things I think that we can only see from the 40,000 foot level, figuratively speaking. There's things that we can only see when we have a higher mind and a higher viewpoint. Otherwise, we get buried and lost in the details. So don't get lost in the details this week. And maybe however that plays out in your personal life, don't get lost in the details. There's a bigger picture at play. And things happen to us and we think, oh my gosh, my world is crashing in. Why is this happening to me? Only to find out 6 months down the road, it's like, of course, that's why that had to happen that way. So always be open-minded. There's more at stake, more being played out than meets the eye, okay? And maybe that's where faith comes in. It's not always what we see, it's what we see in here and in here, in here, in our hearts too, not just our eyes, okay? What we're letting go of this week, I have the two. This is the Two of Fire, Two of Wands. Show it to you again. Now, interesting, because this cat is also looking out. Oh my. Wow. This cat is also looking out a window, but his picture is a little bleak. The colors aren't as vibrant, and the painting that he's looking at, the world that he's looking at, is not as clear and not as beautiful. And that's what we're letting go of. We're letting go of a worldview that isn't pretty. Now, isn't that nice, though, to let go of that and to learn to set your intention to see the bigger picture that's being played out? I think that is powerful. That's what we're learning, is to let go of the negative Nellies, the negativity, and seeing things that are positive. What do we want to create? Well, that's up to us to create it, what we want to create. And so many people, they get stuck in the negative and the ick, because there's a lot of that going around. But is that the real story? Is that the real picture? Or is there something else at play that we don't see, that if we knew, it would change everything? I submit that maybe that is the truth going into the next few weeks here. That if we knew what was really going on, maybe we would have more hope. Maybe we would have a brighter picture of our own future and the future of the world and the planet. Right now, we see this myopic view that's being portrayed in the news, with all of the negativity that we're seeing and all of the destruction at hand and all of the bad stuff. But maybe that's the microcosm. Maybe that's the small view, and we don't see the grand picture that's much brighter. Maybe there are better days ahead. So I think we can have a lot to hope for with that. Now, outcome for this week and what's ahead. This is about discernment, okay? The Two of Sky, this is somebody who's got his blinders on, doesn't really want to see the truth. Whew, a lot of lessons here. Lessons about having the higher view, getting rid of the view that keeps us stuck in negativity, and also recognizing that there's some limitation and some blinders on. The number 2 also represents choices, options. It can also represent indecision, having to make a choice between this option, that option, and the difficulties that come with choice. We have a choice before us in the next few weeks leading up to the new year. We have a choice on how we want to portray our world, how we want to see our world, and what we want to create. So feel empowered. Use that to feel empowered this week. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all of the negativity around, just know that there's more going on than meets the eye. All right, everybody, take care. That's it for this weekly What's Ahead. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now.